Welcome back to another video of From the Shed End with myself, T.Dot. As always, thank you very much for joining me. Now, before we get into the content, please subscribe to the channel. As always, hit the like button and let me know your thoughts in the comments as well. Now, brilliant performance midweek. Done a video, you can find that in our YouTube channel, against Dinamo Zagreb in the week. What a brilliant performance that was. We dug deep, we got the points, we topped the group, we're into the last 16. But if you notice in that video, I did say we've got a massive game coming up against Arsenal on Sunday. It's here, it's almost upon us. 12 o'clock kickoff. We need to win this game. There's no ifs or buts, not just for bragging rights against Arsenal, but because of where we are, our situation in the league. As I said in previous videos, you look where Newcastle are, Liverpool potentially will pick up some points, Manchester United, Tottenham are all flying high, Manchester City, and of course Arsenal as well. Now, Graham Potter gave his press conference earlier today. Couple of absentees. Obviously the key ones that we knew about was N'Golo Kante, Wesley Fofana, Reece James, but Kepa unfortunately is not in contention for the game. He's still injured due to the muscular injury that he's picked up a couple of weeks ago. He's not involved. He's not been involved in training. Neither is Carney Chukwuemeka, who is still out injured, so it does kind of limit the options in midfield. And of course we expect Mendy, who, I'm going to be honest, is still showing me signs that he's not the Mendy, the goalkeeper that we thought he potentially will be or was at some point early on when he signed for Chelsea. So I am a bit nervous with Mendy in goal going into this game. We know that he's not really good with his feet. We know that Arsenal will, with the intent that they have, they will press us. They will put our defenders, especially our goalkeeper, under pressure at times as well. So I am mindful of that. I do think this is going to be a really difficult game for us. The way that Arsenal are playing, the form that they're in, you know, Bukayo Saka is fully fit again by the looks of it. He came on last night for them in their game in Europa. So this is a game that we have to win. We can't, there's no ifs or buts, not just for bragging rights, but because of where we are in the table. Obviously, we have a big game again in the Premier League soon coming up against Newcastle. We've got the Carabao Cup in between that as well against Manchester City. So this is a really busy, tough period for us as Chelsea fans, and the team just have to dig deep, get the points, and hopefully we can secure the win. But in terms of team news, as I was saying, so yes, there's no Chukwuemeka, there's no Kepa. Mateo Kovacic has trained. He is in contention to start tomorrow. Me personally, I would start him. I think this is one of those games that you need that energy. You need that person in the midfield that's going to be able to change the game for you. Now, there is one player that I would definitely start, and that is Denis Zakaria, who I spoke about heavily in the previous video that I did. Brilliant debutant goal as well to add to his brilliant performance, arguably man of the match against Dinamo Zagreb. I think he has to start. I think he has to start exactly how he did in the Zagreb game. Now, of course, this is going to be a totally different game to what we played against midweek against the Croatians, but this is a game where I think we're going to need the extra body in midfield. I don't want to see 5 at the back. I want to see 4 defenders, which I'm going to get onto shortly. I want to see Denis Zakaria playing in the role that he played, exactly the same way that he played you know, in midweek against Arsenal. I think he can do that. I think we need someone in that midfield that is able to hold that midfield together like glue. I think he's that player, and I really want to test him. I want to see a proper test of Zakaria, because we all praised him rightfully against Zagreb. He played really well, but this is a massive test playing against, you know, the inform Arsenal, top of the league at the moment. This is a massive test, and you know, playing in, no disrespect to them, but playing a team, you know, from with probably less ability than in the Premier League, this is going to be a massive test to him. So I want to see him start. I want to see him perform well. I want to see what he can do in the league. The 2 in midfield in front of him that I've gone for is Kovacic and Jorginho. I do think Loftus-Cheek might be coming into that role. I do think he might start over Jorginho, but I've gone for Jorginho. I've gone for Kovacic in those roles. I thought Jorginho played very well midweek as well. And also think about penalties as well. I mean, this is one of those games which I'm expecting to be a high intensity, and we do need someone who can take penalties on the pitch for us. Jorginho is that guy. He does it all the time. So I'm expecting Jorginho to play in the game as well. Hopefully he can perform as well as he did in the week as well. My front 3 that I've gone for is Raheem Sterling on the left, with Aubameyang on the right, with Mason Mount just sitting behind them as he's been playing in the last couple of games. You know, there was a question mark in the press conference around Raheem Sterling, the fact that he's played as many games as he has for Chelsea since he's signed. There was improvements in midweek with him, and I think if we can get the Raheem Sterling that we got to kind of see in midweek, you know, taking players on, taking the shots on, scoring goals. Yes, he missed a couple of sitters, but if he can score against Arsenal, then of course, you know, we want him in the team. That's exactly what we brought him in the team to do. But the star man and the pressure that he's going to be on Patrick Aubameyang for this game, if he scores, I want to see Adebayor celebrations when he signed for Man City. I want to see you running a whole length of the pitch to go and support in front of those Arsenal fans if you score Aubameyang, because this is a game we cannot lose. We can't go into the next week with a defeat against Arsenal because we will not hear the end of it. So I'm hoping we can get a really good performance at the team. I'm going to show you the team right now that I've gone for. So this is the lineup here. This is what I've gone for. Mendy in goal, Cesar Azpilicueta as right back. I've gone for Thiago Silva and Koulibaly as my centre backs. Now, obviously, a massive injury to Ben Chilwell picked up midweek. It looks like he could potentially miss the World Cup with a torn hamstring injury, which will maybe see him out for the best part of the next year, the end of the season as well. So there's a massive question mark around him. So of course, Marc Cucurella, you have to have the game of your life against Arsenal. Yes, you've been playing at centre-back. It hasn't worked. You've been subbed off in the last 3 games. This is your time. This is redemption for Marc Cucurella. I need to see a performance from him. We can't allow Arsenal. The amount of width, they use the width really well, and we've seen this in games. If you watch Arsenal, they use the width, the channels, the space that they can use and dominate in those areas just outside the box. We have to close all of those down and give them zero opportunity to score. So Cucurella, you're at left back. I need a really good performance from you. As I said, Denis Zakaria sitting in almost that DM defensive midfield role. In front of him, I've got Mateo Kovacic and Jorginho in the midfield. I've gone for Mason Mount and in the middle of either side of Raheem Sterling and Patrick Aubameyang as my strikers. So it's going to be a massive game. It's going to be an important game. You know, Arsenal, they're doing really well. I'm expecting them, you know, to come at us and, you know, try and score first. You know, get the crowd a bit quiet, but the crowd are going to be just as important against Arsenal. You know, this is the one where you've got to be as vocal. If you're going to the game, be as vocal as you can. You know, be the 12th man, like Graham Potter said earlier on today in the press conference, because this is the game we cannot lose at all. We don't have the best of records at Stamford Bridge against Arsenal recently, so I think we've got to try and put that to bed as well. I'm personally going to go for a 2-1 score prediction to Chelsea. I think obviously Mendy in goal. There's always the opportunity for Arsenal to score. We need to keep 11 players on the pitch. That's another key thing. I think, you know, these kind of games, you know, early kickoffs on a Sunday as well. Sometimes, you know, they do have that very hostile, intense atmosphere to them. So I think as long as we retain all our players on the pitch, we don't do anything stupid as well defensively, we should win this game. Mendy, if you can't control the ball and play out from the back with your feet, kick the ball out. Don't have fog moments. Don't have brain fog. Just kick the ball out, because this is not a game I'm willing to lose against Arsenal. So I'm hoping we can beat them 2-1. If we don't, then it's going to be a very quiet week for us. But yeah, I'm going to go 2-1. Graham Potter seems confident. Yes, we've got injuries, but we still got enough on the pitch to do the job on the day. So this has been T.Dot, very short video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like. Let me know your comments as well. Let me know your predicted lineups and your predictions for the game. Don't forget, we've got the podcast episodes on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Make sure you hit the Linktree link in the description. That will take you to all the episodes as well. We should have a new episode out next week. This has been T.Dot from the Shed End. Until next time, stay safe and thank you very much for watching.